we absorbed in, said your life gets
Shit,
easier.
look what come in quick.
When it gets
And then
hard,
Amy just got back.
You weren't as great as you thought you were. And other people the same age as you could be more
What's it got
knowledgeable
to
and
say
stuff
today?
like that. And can be more better than you when your certain greatness goes away, which is money.
Anyway, let's get back to
They like
something more real. Something that knew what was coming anyway.
As they give out more
Because they're boring.
a lot of people are
Evil's pretty boring. And they can only do the same evil stuff.
Because they're poor from everything that looks at them.
And I guess if they keep it with their friends,
You know
they
what I mean?
keep it all trucking as they're blind of what they do.
As well, which is sad.
Who said that?
But what do you reckon?
Jesus said something like that.
Lefties, they'll just whinge straight away quickly on things too, for their perspective.
Here we go.
They're usually wrong in a lot of areas.
Now, I do
because
not know
they're
this
just trying to
fella
whinge on their
at all.
perspective of what
Okay,
people
so
eat down and
it's
see.
a made-up game.
They don't get all the information before
How
they
they
have
do debt collector shows and stuff like that. This is not it. This is real life. I will talk about it more into the future. 100%. If I'm lying, I will give you half of my wealth if this was not real life, right? For the rest of my life. This is real life. This is my life. This is not a made-up bullshit. Might be a made-up bullshit in their behalf, but it ain't on mine, right? Now, how clear could you get when you talk about real life? Now, I'm doing real life outcomes of what I'm learning from out there. And God teaches us, if you try all your things and fail and it don't see, show it itself to the mirror. So do what they do to them, but better. You know what I mean?
Pop a witch. Right? Now you can talk about things before you get the information to find out information.
And if they like it, well, that's what you do with them. They're the friend that you can punch in the arm every time you meet them because they love that shit. You know what I mean? And if you want to hang around it, you don't mind playing that game and having fun teaching them while they have fun being them, right? You do that. Otherwise, when you have that problem, you can't get rid of it, and you don't want to get rid of it, you're loving, you can just move away. You might even find a better spot, right? But if your spot's so beautiful, right, you either put up with it or you get rid of it, right? With all your loving words and your loving time of how you try to be loving, but in the end, the time comes where the pig needs to be bacon.
You know, like a lefty talks, like they know they're debating that they know, well, you better make sure that you've researched all that. Or you better make sure you're ready for when you
They're not a very good
knew,
copy.
and then someone shows you the truth, and you go, yeah, no worries, okay, I didn't know that. Right? But
They always say I
lefties
don't
just
know what I'm
whinge.
doing.
They're good at it.
I don't have cystic fibrosis. That's how much knowledge and how they react and do things in life, right? I guess they're going to have to come with me to the doctor, but these type of critters wouldn't even do that. They'll throw rocks at you and walk away while you're trying to give them the truth. It's pretty weird. I've got another person recently doing that. I'm surrounded by these things. And yet they want me to leave so bad, but then they've gone to their friends, the law, to keep me here, to work for them for free, and to do the same thing that I was doing so they can have a laugh at it, because I can't be free and already just do things naturally. You see? Pretty sick people, aren't they? Let's keep
They're
talking.
good at whinging about everything.
Now they're talking about that I should worry about my 100 hours. Why should I worry about that? If you didn't win so much, you would have more information that I've already put up previously, but I'm pulling shit down because I've got these stalkers and things aren't working. And these stalkers are local, man. It's like asking for more shit. Don't want to see it. Down to a whole new area, right? They can sit there, see you'll just sit there, you just see them. Which I've already told them. They're lucky I'm still here, still tidying up. I still go check out places. It takes a while to take your shoes off. You know what I mean? I've talked about that. And God's a loving person, and I've got this stupid curse to go, shit, how about I do this, right? How much more do they want to feel or hear before they go, shit, right? And make a right decision in their life. But I don't think these people are capable of doing that, which is sad, eh? They're the ones that hang off the edge of the cliff, that bad guy in the movie. And you want to save him, but you just can't. But then the critter comes in because it wants you to keep talking to it and it'll even attack you and then make others think all this, so it can keep doing its critter thing. These critters are really weird, aren't they? So let's keep on joking on this clip for a minute.
Just whinge. They're good at it. They're good at whinging about everything like a rich person, that it's just not good for them. Like how you hear about them whinging about breaking a nail.
Imagine everything starting because you're doing everything that they're asking you to do. So you're already a loving person, you're already caring. Then you got attacked from being that, and you're trying to show them and even talk to them about that, but they won't want you to do that. Right? And if you do that, they won't want you to post that up. Right? They want you to talk about something in their perspective, something that looks good on their end, so they'll repeat what they want to try to make look good. Right? Like repeat histories that you've already been through, you've already been in it. What are you going on about? Let's talk about what we had before or what's going on continuing now. Right? Stop talking about something that you got an upper hand by being an arsehole and deceive and do all that kind of shit. You know how lawyers get bad guys off all the time. Right?
Having a real big complaint.
I'm not worried about my 100 hours. Right? If the things are the worst outcome, which I've talked about in stories before, there's nothing I can do. I'm already getting, when you're getting set up, you'll get set up. China's best at it. They'll teach people how to do it. And all these things to set up people, to lock them up so that China can get their perspective and make something look good to the world. North Korea does it and all that kind of stuff. Australia does it. I've got proof of that. It's why I'm going through such issues. That Australia, countries like Australia, are nearly no different than North Korea. They just do it better, right? It's pretty sad. And then they're not as bad as them. So that's probably why they do it better. They can use the Bible, but they're not the Bible either, right? That one over there's on it, that one there's on it. But they all claim to be it, right? That's why there's a lot of wars going on. And they've got to somehow get your perspective that their God's better, so they'll come in forcefully, be actions. That's what God is. God is you. God was in all of you. So there's your outcome. And you haven't got your priorities straight, your basics, connection, envy, greed, control it within you. Like we teach our animals to control their anger. We teach them. See how hypocritical we are? And yet we can't even do it for ourselves. Fucking hypocrites, eh?
To break the nail every day doing their duties. But a rich person, that can't happen to them. It's a little bit like cult groups.
So I'll be actually going up to answer that comment for you, fella. I'm actually be going up with another medical certificate, but I've always had one. But the medical certificate doesn't mean I can't work. Medical certificate, because when the judge asks if I can do some work, I can. But the medical certificate covers what type of work I can do. And the problem is, why I haven't worked yet, if anyone's stalking to find out, and I do talk about things, but how would they know if I've banged out 3 days already? So you have to be a big stalker, because that's how much you can get 100 hours done, right? Doesn't take too long. Oh, not 3 days. 3 weeks, sorry. Right? You don't need much. You don't need the whole year. And I've been trying, I've gone and had all these conversations, got the conversation recorded in that area, fella, right, where you sent me to, right, even about you, and about how I need certain jobs because I'll have a stalker knowing some stuff and being a smart ass, right, that got me here in the first place and doesn't want to admit what he already previously does and previously continues to do. So I show them that. I'm curious to wonder if they see it. They ask me if I breached any contracts. Well, if I breach it, talking to a stalker that comes to my energy constantly, as far as I'm concerned, I breach contracts when I go out of my way deliberately without nothing happening, right? And already made a but no, I've got the person that's a pro at using loopholes. Bad guys are pros at using your own laws against you, right? Because you're pathetic at making righteous laws. Right? That's your own sins, again, in that area. Right? And so they're finding hard for me to find a job where I can work at. They could say it's because of my health, and you can also say it's my education, right? And the things that I need to be around me because of the things I've previously been going through. If they're willing to look. But even in their area, everything is overwhelmed. So you think when things are overwhelmed, do you think anything goes right? More likely I'll be going back to court, being told, or they can use something when it comes to the medical certificate, got told by the manager, right? And rediscuss of why the failure of their own system. So if we go back to court, it'll be going back to the court to the judge to go, so judge, he said he can work, come check it out, see he's willing to do work, right? But you just couldn't get him to work. If he's here now, you sent him letters. He talked about letters. He talked about sending things personally. He talked about making sure getting a phone call. These are pretty basic priorities. It's why if these things don't happen, you wonder why all these other things are failing. There you go. There's an answer. So if these basics aren't happening or didn't happen, that means they're failing in these areas, aren't they? Simple as that. That's why I do these records, because apparently we might have to use them in court. I might have to. How sad to me to even say that because of the issues I just discussed. Because they haven't got time and you've got to pay for a lawyer and you better pay for their time. People want money. They're in the world of hell. And it is a lot of money that the devil loves, right? Because he loves that way of living because that keeps him on top. 1%, right? And it's family. Okay? Everyone looks after everyone, don't they? Right? That's why I said to this fella, okay, I wouldn't worry about what you trying to lock me up. I'm more worried about, and always have been before even you come into my life, about everybody else and what they should be worried about. I hear about all the time, they go, oh, should I hurt that person over there because I'm worried about... No, you shouldn't just hurt that person. You should be worried about a lot of things about your kid because they might get a Gaza outcome. If you went to Gaza a couple of years ago and go, you're about to get this, this, and this, you want to be worried about your kid. They'd laugh at you, call you crazy, all these things. But in the end, then you can explain science and outcomes and rules and gambling and what more likely in human history that this is going to come, right? And then they wouldn't still believe it. That's their problem. They're not educating themselves. They're not really gambling in the right areas, if you want to put that, because there's a little bit of everything is a bit right in a lot of ways. It depends on the moment, the time, and who you're around, right? But you can't stick to one of them. These people like to use one comment after another, basic sayings, right? Like the Bible, like someone pulling out the Bible to fix everything. But the Bible's always been there, so how's to fix it now? It's just a band-aid. It makes you feel good, so hopefully you can move on, but you've got to keep on getting advice and stuff like that. Right? Here comes in another one. Let's check it out. Now, they do all this because the only outcome I can get of this, if the group protects into it, is they want their thieves, or they could be into the area with the tarots to get an outcome when they do spells and witchery. It's pretty weird, eh? Well, I'm chucking them in that area because that's an area I'm talking about and studying, which is just before I leave at the same time. And they talk about attacking people to get an outcome. So you attack a good person, so he retaliates, right, and gets upset, and he's got the powers, or he's got the thing, right, and they're stealing it, they're sucking it, so they do get their outcome from it. You know, that'll make sense in the tarot world. You get it? But what makes sense to use, people? Because there's a lot of ways to make what I just said work for a lot of different areas. Huh? It's just sad that it's all negative, isn't it? And the ego and just because they can. Fucking amazing. But anyway, this 100-hour thing, not too worried. But you know what they believe they can do? Had some hard drive malfunctions and certain things like that. But we're still all trucking, and I'm lucky I do things double to triple and all that. They believe they can come in with their bzzz. This is the only outcome if you're in the outcome I just talked about, where they believe they can attack and they own your ass. And they can believe that they're just going to set you up. They're going to do the North Korea thing. Right? You got no chance. And then they're going to tell the world that you were something else. Right? And then they're going to have a clone. The tarot readers actually talk about their own selves and the collective. Right? So have a good one out there. You the dog. Now, what they say, treat others like you'd like to be treated, no matter if you kill them or not, or how they're going to get killed. Would you like to be a person that gets spoiled by your God, so he takes you into his kingdom, spoils you for a few hours a day, usually less, we'll say half-half, right? We'll go a half-half. Half of it, and then the other half, he throws you out in a fucking tip and it smells and there's people out there and it's annoying and you can only move in a certain area, right? And does that. Would you like that God? That's just an example. I'm not picking on anyone here. I talk about what's around me and what I go through, right? And right now, I have a dog that a lot of people have. I usually go for a walk. Just about every block usually has a dog or so in this case. As what happens when you overspoil something, they treat it like shit. You get these certain outcomes, certain things that come back. And when it comes to the dog is, oh, mate, I'm alone, I'm howling, they don't get it, right? Why am I out here all the time? Even though it's being repeated, some dogs get it. But some dogs, even though they're repeated, he doesn't want to. So if it doesn't go away, that means that's them. Like a human, sometimes you just can't get rid of something. Like I talk about a curse that I have, that I can't help but go do this and that. And I fucking hate it. Isn't that weird? Perhaps the dog even hates howling, but it's just the dog what it does when it's in a certain circumstance. So have a good one and see you later.